What's up guys, this is Sean and welcome back to the iherng podcast, and today we will answer a question from Instagram. I want to change a little bit. This is from Miss Lee. Hi Sean, hopefully you'll be able to see this message and provide your advice or thoughts. I'm a 34 years old female working in an oil and gas company. Currently, I'm staying with my older brother at his condo that he bought in Old Klang Road. And a year ago, he got married and had a kid, whom is staying together as well. I'm also helping out my brother financially, paying the maintenance fees, insurance, utilities, internet, etc., which probably amounts to about 1,500 ringgit monthly. My brother is currently jobless, and I'm helping him out by paying some of the commitments, and hearing his state of being in debt now, I feel bad to move out and also ask him back for money, like paying his insurance monthly. Now I'm starting to feel like I need to get a place, but I'm not sure whether to buy or rent. In terms of financials, I earn about 11,000, but after minus EPF, SOCSO, and etc., my net is about 8,500. Then I have commitments like car, expenses, paying parents' money, credit card, etc., left about 1,500 to 2,000 ringgit. Recently, I went to see property and I really like the Atera Phase 2 site, but monthly installment is about 2,600, and with maintenance fee, it could come up to 3,000. I do not have much investment portfolios and probably now have only 3 to 4 months of savings. I don't even know how to start to earn more income and how to invest. With my job working in an oil and gas industry, which is uncertain, whereby our company will reshuffle often, and it is scary to consider what if one day I am impacted and I cannot afford to pay my mortgage. My partner has advised to get my own place, and I'm not sure down the road, will I move in with him or not? What would ideally be it would be nice to get my own place. My family is against the idea of buying a property because I feel they value financial freedom. Hence, I'm in a dilemma here, thinking should I get the Atera property as own stay or buy for investment, or what should I do? Appreciate your advice. Ooh, this feels more like a life question than an investment question. Let's start with the first one, right? To tackle the one with your brother first. So now you are helping him pay 1,500 every single month. I think as a return for you living with him lah. So you are now living in his house in Old Klang Road. So the 1,500, yes, although it's just to cover all the miscellaneous, the maintenance and insurance or whatsoever, right? After you move out, I don't think you should ask back money from him. Honestly speaking, right, it's just rent money. And it's a very cheap rent money. Yes, the unit might be like 2,000 plus or 3,000 monthly installment. Just take it as giving love, because you were staying in his unit anyway. Just that the part of you feeling very bad for your brother, since he is jobless now, you want to leave. So now the question is, are you planning to buy this unit or rent another place because of him being jobless? If he is still doing very well, just like when the time he bought the unit, right? Did you have this feeling? That's my first question. And the thing is, only you know the answer. My take is, if my relationship with my brother has always been okay, he didn't ask for more money on my side because he is jobless, he still have his savings or whatsoever, right? Then technically to me, no worries one. And instead of me going out and living outside, I would choose to stay with him still, just to give him some support while he's looking for a new job. I can at least jaga a bit here and there. That 1,500 you pay to your brother and you pay to someone else, to you is the same output one. But the weightage to him as a brother or to the stranger is different. To a landlord, if you are renting my unit, you pay me 1,500. Okay lah? You are just another tenant. But to your brother, he cannot just rent out the room to another person mah. And that 1,500 means a lot, especially when he is jobless. That is in the condition where you and him still ngam, right? Relationship still ngam one. Maybe because of the kid already now is affecting your work. You realize you need space. You need to spend time with your partner. But they keep kacau, right? Then move out lor, too bad lah. So it's really just a decision, but you gotta know why. The second thing is with your income of 11,000, pretty high, but monthly left only about 2,000, and you don't have any investment nor savings. That's the scary part. So let's address that a little bit. Like if we just break down the expenses, like 8,000, right? How are you dividing? Technically, you spend about 6,000 only. So every month you will have 2,000 savings. How come until 34 years old, you only have about 3 to 4 months emergency fund, yet not having any investment, not having any savings. I think that is the main reason why I sense a lot of anxiety in your message. Does it mean then, like, if you spend 6,000, you got 3 to 4 months, so you have about 18 to 20,000, right? So it's 18 to 20,000 savings. What happened to all the previous amounts? Okay, so that's one thing. I suspect this is only your savings part lah. Your EPF still got money. I don't know, ASB you got buy or not. S&P you got buy or not. Here highlights the importance of having that emergency fund. Like for those who are watching right now, why am I like dressed like that all the time? I don't spend a lot of money on anything besides property investment and other investment. I don't spend. Basically, that's because it gives me options. Like what you just highlighted, you are constantly in this very scary state of losing your job like next week. Well, that happened to a lot of my friends in the tech industry. One Friday, you get an email at 9 o'clock and by 6, you need to leave the office. Tough luck. But if you are prepared for it, no worries right? It's not like you get to choose anyway. Just by you being more hardworking, you'll come into the office more early, you won't get fired meh? Same one, right? So it's out of your control. When it's out of your control, too bad. But what could be in your control is the amount of savings that you have. So in that sense, it's not because your job is uncertain, therefore you could not afford the property. No. It's just purely because the project that you want, that you like, is out of your budget. Which is a very important point here. Everybody will look at your 11,000 when you qualify for loan, right? Wow, net income 8,000. Ooh, kaya lo, you kaya. But what people don't see, what banks don't see, is after deducting all expenses, tinggal 2,000 sahaja. That's the scary part. And now, if you get a house at 2,006 plus everything is about 3,000, right? We haven't even take renovation costs yet. We haven't even take MOT yet. We haven't even think about insurance yet. Yada yada yada. A lot of other things that comes with the ownership of property. So it's not that you cannot afford a property. It's you cannot afford Atera, that unit that you want. Get it? So what does this mean then in this junction? Two ways to look at it. Some, if you are a fighter like me, oh, I want this unit, I really like it, I will do my best. By hook or by crook, I will ensure myself to be in a state where I can afford the property when the keys are handed over. And how I programmed my mind last time is to start figuring out how to make extra 500 ringgit every single month without working in another job. Because it's easy to think about, like, I just drive Grab, I go work in 7-Eleven, go work in some cafe during the weekends, right? No, that's just trading your time. You are not in that state. Now you are an engineer who works in the oil and gas industry. So you are a professional that works in the oil and gas industry, right? There are skill sets that only you have. And the problem with corporations is they will make you feel worthless when you are with them. Until you want to throw a letter, you want to resign, they'll make you feel like you're the most valuable asset to the company. Please don't go. Always is like that lah. So my challenge to you now is to think about how you can earn extra 500 to 1,000 a month without getting another job. It may be consultations to smaller freelancers or industries who want to tap into the oil and gas industry, right? Or you have some hidden talents or whatsoever, I don't know. But the benefit of what we have today is tech and free resources online. Go figure it out. Right? It's not that difficult. Then the other side of the coin is you don't want to be a fighter, you are not a fighter, you don't even know what money or how money works, right? Never mind, just get something cheaper lah. Why must you stretch yourself to a 2006 monthly installment unit when you clearly know your savings is only 2,000? I would suggest to go for something where your monthly installment is about 1,300 to 1,500. Something within the range of 300 to 450,000 kind of range. And just to be in that mindset for a while, right? So let's say you buy a 400,000 property and you take full loan for it. Every month installment is about 1,800 plus maintenance is about 2,000. The entire conversation changed. And let's go down further, 350. Maybe 300, get a Ruma whip or whatsoever, right? So now there's a lot of projects. They're being launched right now at 300,000. If you look at it, 300,000, your monthly installment is about 1,350 plus maintenance, 1,500. You feel very comfortable and you will be in a very confident state to own it. Then you can afford it. But what's not helpful right now is, I think you have this trouble of making decisions. Okay, like now your partner has advised to get your own place, but you're not sure down the road you can afford or not. Then your family is then against the idea because they worry you cannot be financially free. Then you think about the Atera, whether is it an own stay or investment. And I think what's not helpful here is the state of your brother lah. So now he is clearly helping the case of your family. I guess my take is this. A very big component about investment that nobody likes to talk about is active income. By you earning more money will make the investment journey way easier. Do I think it's good to get your own place? Definitely. Everybody will enjoy a house of their own. Why? Because that sense of ownership and sense of certainty is very, very good. You don't have to have a landlord overseeing your every action. Every now and then maybe, hey, Miss Lee, I need you to move out next year because I want to sell my house already. Then you need to find a whole different location to move out again and again. That, it's a luxury to have. And that comes with the ability to own such certainty, which currently for Atera, you cannot afford. But it doesn't mean that you cannot afford something else. Just that it's not Atera. Then in Sean's 4 basic steps, the very first thing that we need to think about is always investment versus own stay. If I'm still single today, technically I do not need that certainty. I do not need that luxury of owning my own house. What for? Because a lot of people actually lose money owning a house, you know. So what's the best thing to do when I'm single and I got no children, right? Rent those money losing properties lah. Now if you go out there, a lot of people actually complain about how property cannot make money. Like this Sean always say about rental can cover installment. Where got my installment 4,000, I rent out 2,000 only. Go rent there lah. That would be the best thing to do. Then until you are financially ready, you build up your emergency saving, you are very confident in your job now, you feel good about your security, then only start thinking about property investment. Remember, property investment does not make you rich. It keeps you rich. Means you have to be rich first. And how I like to think about whether can you afford a property or not is by having a lump sum of 50 to 60,000 for the unit makeover. Means that when you get the keys, you need to do all the unit nice. And now, chincai also 50,000, 60,000 already. The cost is crazy right now. After that, another level of security is, can you afford the unit being empty for 6 months' time? Means, like let's say if you buy the Atera unit, every month is going to be 3,000 in cost. By the time you get the keys, you need to have 50,000 in your bank account, extra one, plus an 18,000 just in case 6 months time it's empty. So in total, if you have 68,000, by the time you get the keys, only it's considered that you can afford the property. That's my gauge right now, because a lot of people think that, buy property, right? I can just take full loan or then the developer will give discount, I'm all good, right? But when you get the key, suddenly to pay the deposit also don't have money already. Then renovation deposit 5,000. Wow, where to get 5,000? Before we even talk about renovation, about 50,000. Chincai lah, we just buy some second-hand furniture and just throw it and call it a day lah. And which tenant will want to move in if the unit, a brand new unit, using all lousy furnishings? All the appliances, all chincai put one. That's why you get a rental that is not as healthy lah. And everything just cascade down to be worse and worse and worse lah. Then you get the idea lah. But personally, I do encourage women or ladies to get your own investment unit. May it be a studio unit, may it be a big bungalow. It depends on how much you can afford lah. But I do always encourage girls, or if I have a daughter today, I will make sure she get a unit of her own. She can move in with the boyfriend or husband in the future. That one up to you lah. But if anything happen, deep down you still know you got one tai pai. You still got one trump card behind, right? You don't like me, we break up, I just move back to my place. In the meantime, you can always rent out one ma. Then when you get one, maybe like now you are like 34, right? Maybe by 36 or 37, you get one unit, never too late one, don't worry. And you rent out the unit while the relationship on you and your partner get so close, now you want to get married, then you stay his place, right? This one rent out lah. In 30 years time, it's yours ma. Then you move in and stay with him because you want to, not because you need to. That's very powerful. But the only thing I don't agree is your family statement about being financially free is important. That's why don't buy property lah. That one, I got a lot of property, but I'm still financially free. Of course, there will be commitments, but it depends on how you play the game. There's a difference ultimately still with home buyers and property investors. Like now, the fact that you are thinking about own sale investment means you are disqualified from the investment category altogether already. From an investor point of view, let me explain, right? If you are looking at Atera today, what will be the median price for the location per square feet? There's no conversation around that. It means you're not aware of it. Okay? It's all good. Never mind. We learn, right? So my monthly installment now is to about 2,006 plus maintenance is about 3,000. How much can I rent out this unit for? What's the current rental rate for a fully furnished unit of your size around the market today? Because the entire conversation will shift if you notice that big 3-bedroom units in PJ is now renting out for 3,008, and the unit that you are buying 3 years later when it's ready is only 3,000 in installment. Should you buy or not? Of course, ma. Then when you notice other PJ projects that is close to an LRT or an MRT, the rental rates are higher by 15 to 20% compared to the others. Is this close to an MRT or LRT? Then what would be the predicted or forecast rental that you're going to get? Then now it's about a conversation about figures already. Can you qualify for loan? Can. The game plan is when you get the unit, 50,000 for fully furnishing, get it ready in 2 to 3 months time, rent it out at this rate, because now surrounding is already this rate. What other new properties in PJ? Not much already. That's the beauty about PJ market today. No much new projects already. So the rental rates for the latest unit is always going to be the best. And how do you stand out among your competitors within the same project? To be in the best condition in terms of decoration or furnishings, or to be the fastest, or to be the cheapest? Which one you want to be? Fastest and the best looking one, the cheapest one, no point, right? Then you will feel very, very confident also because all this has been budgeted from the very start. Not suddenly, makeover so expensive, why do no people want to rent one? Why the rental so low one? No. Home ownership is more about what you can afford. Property investment is what the market is doing. You see the entire conversation shift. So in conclusion, my take is this. Number one, think about the first question, right? Which is the relationship with your brother. Now, if you were to move out, you also need to pay rent, Might as well stay in the same house and help your brother out with his monthly installment first with the 1,500. It's going to mean a lot to him unless your relationship with him tak ngam is affecting you personally. Too bad lah. Then move out lor. But I don't think asking back the monthly payments that you help him pay, right? In the first place, I don't even know whether is there an agreement that you will help pay this if you stay here. Did he collect rent from you and things like that? That one I don't know. But based on what you sent to me, I don't think it's okay to ask back because he's in a desperate mode right now. If he really sick as a brother, if he really has the ethics, right, he will pay you as much as he can afford to return back to you. But now the fact that you are paying for him and he just keep quiet, right, it's somewhat expected already. Okay, deal with that first. Then the second thing, if you want to invest in a property, I wouldn't suggest at all now at your state. It's not because the market is not ready. You are not ready. Go look at other videos where I explain about the Sean Tan 4 basic step, right? Number one, investment of own stay. Just now we briefly bring through. Second thing, to find out how much you can qualify for loan. Your loan eligibility. Go speak to a banker or you just walk into a branch, right? Hey, I want to speak to your mortgage department. This is my pay slip. This is my EPF. How much can I borrow? So you won't get tricked when you go into show galleries. Step number 3, go visit 20 different properties around that range of price that you can qualify for loan. My argument now is why only Atera? And Atera which type? I got know which type because I gave a talk there, right? It's beautiful, wonderful, all the big units all highly in demand because PJ now not much new supply because not much land anymore, but it's not cheap. It's beyond your affordability. So may I suggest, if you want to invest in something, may I suggest a lower price bracket where the monthly installment can be covered by the rent. Go with investment first. Instead of thinking about this unit, whether to buy for own stay of investment, buy first thing later, right? Oh no. That's usually where nightmare begins lah. Worst case scenario is when you buy the unit and you lose your job when you get the keys. How? So to-do list, after you find out your loan eligibility, go look at more different projects. Okay, that's for your study part. Don't buy anything, don't book anything. Okay, just go study and feel the market first. Meanwhile, build your savings, build your emergency fund. Take up that challenge of how do I make 500 ringgit extra a month without a job. Think about that statement. What can I do? What skill sets do I have? And what can I provide for money in the market? That will be more important. So now when you work on that on yourself, study your investment game, because this game can wait. It's to keep you rich, not make you rich. You buy a house today doesn't guarantee in 30 years time you will be rich, right? No. Okay? It's only when you are rich, you buy that to preserve your wealth. Two different conversations altogether. And now you are not married yet. Your partner also not certain. It sounds like it, I don't know, right? So now you can afford to be flexible. You want to move here, move there. So now rental will still be your best arrangement. Only when you have a kid, certainty becomes more important, because it correlates to where he goes to school, where he eat now, where his swimming class, art class, music class, whatsoever, right? The entire consideration of a location is based on where we work and where our children study. Now it's only you yourself. So you just bring a luggage bag and you can go anywhere you want. Why tie yourself to a location? Which also means that property that you're going to look out for should be for investment first. Don't think about owning your own home. You're too young for that, right? And I guess that's all for today. Thank you very much for the message. Do let me know further if there's any progress with the decision. I'm very interested. And for those who still have any questions regarding real estate, do just email me at taniherng@gmail.com, or you can just DM me on Instagram, like this one, iherng. I wanted to reply this in a 3-minute frame, but I think this demands a deeper conversation, and that's why I do this podcast. So see lah, some I reply in 3 minutes, some I reply in 30 minutes. So yeah, see you guys on the next one. Ciao.